I never thought my picture-perfect marriage would fall apart in the most heartbreaking way. My name is Rachel Carter, and I was married to Mark for 22 years. We had a beautiful son, Ethan, who had just turned 20. Our life, at least to outsiders, looked flawless: loving family, cozy home, weekend getaways, and dinner with friends. But sometimes the prettiest pictures hide the deepest cracks. It all started with small things. Mark working late more often than usual, whispering during phone calls, and guarding his phone like it held national secrets. I brushed it off at first, blaming stress or maybe his new assistant keeping him busy. But deep down, something felt off. One afternoon, I was folding laundry when Mark's phone buzzed with a message. He'd left it on the kitchen counter while taking a shower. I don't usually invade his privacy, but curiosity, or maybe instinct, got the better of me. The message read, "Last night was incredible. Can't wait to see you again." My hands trembled. My stomach dropped. The sender's name was saved as Jamie, HR. I couldn't breathe. I didn't scream. I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I took the rest of the day to process the betrayal. I thought of our wedding day, the promises, the vacations, the nights we stayed up talking about life. I remembered how we brought Ethan into this world together, how Mark held him for the first time, crying like a child himself. And now, this? When he came downstairs later that evening, I tried to act normal. But my voice was cold and distant. Mark noticed, but he didn't say much. I waited a few days, collecting evidence, messages, screenshots, even a receipt for a hotel stay that he claimed was for a business trip. Then one evening, when Ethan was home from college for the weekend, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I sat across from Mark at the dinner table, Ethan between us. My voice shook, but I said it clearly. "I know about Jamie." Mark froze. He blinked twice, as if unsure how to respond. Ethan looked between us, confused. "I saw the messages," I continued. "And the hotel receipt. You cheated on me, Mark. And I want to know why." Ethan's fork clattered onto his plate. "What?" Mark opened his mouth, but nothing came out at first. Eventually, he mumbled, "It's not what you think." But it was exactly what I thought. He'd fallen into a cliché. A middle-aged man chasing something new, something younger. He tried to spin it, claiming it was a mistake, a moment of weakness, but the pain in my heart said otherwise. I told him to leave that night. Ethan, still stunned, helped me pack a bag for his father. I thought maybe he'd defend him, maybe say, "Dad made a mistake." But instead, he looked me in the eyes and said, "You don't deserve this, Mom." He made his choice. Mark moved into a hotel the next day. The silence that filled our home after his departure was deafening. I cried. I screamed into pillows. I questioned every moment of our marriage. But through it all, Ethan stayed. He cancelled plans with friends and extended his stay at home. He cooked dinner when I couldn't move from the couch. He sat next to me during those sleepless nights when tears wouldn't stop flowing. One evening, as we sat watching a movie neither of us was really paying attention to, Ethan said, "Mom, you're the strongest woman I know. You gave up everything for our family. If Dad can't see that, that's his loss. But I see it." That moment healed a small part of my heart. I started therapy soon after. Ethan even joined me for a few sessions. It was awkward at first, but healing isn't supposed to be comfortable. I realized how much of myself I had lost in being someone's wife. I had forgotten who Rachel Carter was before the title Mrs. was added in front of my name. With Ethan's support, I began to reclaim myself. I went back to painting, something I hadn't done in years. I reconnected with old friends. I even joined a local women's support group. Some had gone through similar experiences, and their stories reminded me I wasn't alone. Months passed. Mark tried reaching out. Texts, calls, even a letter. He apologized, said he wanted to work things out. But I was no longer the same woman. I wasn't desperate for closure or validation. I had built something stronger: self-respect. One day, Ethan brought home a canvas and some brushes as a surprise. "Thought you might want something fresh to paint on," he said with a shy smile. I cried, not because I was sad, but because I was proud. Proud of him. Proud of me. I painted a sunrise that week. It wasn't perfect, but it was full of hope and new beginnings. As for Mark, we eventually settled the divorce peacefully. No drama. No screaming matches. Just two people who had gone their separate ways. He's still with Jamie, last I heard. But that chapter is closed. The real story is about what came after. Ethan finished college with honors. He said watching me rebuild gave him strength and clarity. He said it taught him what to value in relationships. Loyalty, honesty, and kindness. And me. I wake up every day grateful. Not for the pain, but for the transformation. I learned that even after betrayal, it's possible to rise. And sometimes, the one who lifts you the highest is the person you raised yourself. My son stood by me when my world fell apart. He was my anchor, my reminder that I still mattered, that love still existed, even if it didn't come from the man I married. Life may not have gone the way I planned, but in many ways, it turned out better. Because I found myself again. And I was never really alone.